Same God right now. We are excited to be here. Another day, another opportunity to really share this information and give you an opportunity to join us. Join us in. Sorry about that. Hold on. I don't know if I need to do that or not. We're gonna go ahead and put it up there. Giving you an opportunity to join us in this initiative that we're helping free to love, as well as joining our ecosystem that we're creating. It is so exciting, and I want to be able to share some of this information with you in hopes that you will invite others to listen and hear, and also that you will join on the campaign to create this ecosystem that will help people elevate their quality of life. And so we're going to go ahead and get into our PowerPoint presentation. And we realize that there's a lot of things that's preventing us from having our best life. And we want to be able to help those that need assistance to be able to get on to the situation. Well, get on and see if they can um, assist us in this endeavor. Um, Miss Okima, can you hear me? Can hear you loud and clear. Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, so I was just making sure that we have everything that we need in this presentation. And this is just the beginning. We're in our initiative stage, or initial stage, I should say, and we're excited about it. We're empowering people to live their best life and go to the next level. And I'm going to show you how you can join in with us. All right, my name is Antoine Turner. I go by just Antoine on my social media handles, and it well, God has been working with me for a long time. I got saved in '95, and when I was saved, He shortly after gave me a ministry, and the ministry was called Agape in Ministries. When and I use Agape as an acronym, and it allow God access to people's every need. And so this is just an elevation of that, right? I've been on a journey to help people and have a philanthropist spirit upon me. And I'm always involved and engaging in how to help people go to the next level, elevate them. And even through my struggles and trials and tribulations, I've still been reaching out and being involved in the community, and um, part of several initiatives even right now as we speak. And so I haven't just started. I've been doing it for a long time and engaging. I remember at one point I was a youth minister. I was doing nursing home ministry. I was doing prison ministry. I was just doing it all, and I had a daycare at my home, and so it was like I was dealing with the babies all the way up to the elders, and I kind of sensed that God had a pastoral spirit on me and just the care, right? Which is really caring for people. And so um, I'm just continuing that journey, continuing to follow God's lead in my life, and I want to share this purpose, this calling that He has on me uh, with you, and ask that you get involved, or if you're not ready to get involved, if you know somebody else that that has some kind of alignment with what we're talking about, just send them our way. Send them our way. And so uh, we are excited about it. Just a little bit about me. I did say I got saved in '95. I went to Iowa State University, got my master's degree from Stephen F. Austin in education and educational leadership and administration. Let me slow down. I was ordained as a minister in around 2006. I started prison ministry in '96 and did education for 18 years, had owned my security company for 9 years, and just did a host of other things. I had a handyman and construction company for handyman and landscaping company for about 3 years, and owned a barber shop. I've done quite a bit, right, in the entrepreneur field, failed a lot and learned a lot. And I've been on a personal development journey for the last 3 years. And it's been exciting. God has really been blessing me. He told me that He was going to teach me how to process deeper. And that's where you're getting the effects of Him teaching me how to process deeper right here, right? So, what we're about to go through. So that's just a little bit about me, where I'm coming from, what my journey has led me to this point right now to really oversee this initiative and get people involved, lay the foundation so that it can go on for generations. And blockchain technology is the technology we're going to use. It's not all about blockchain, but it's definitely a foundational platform that we can basically create an ecosystem on our own and have our own governance, um, and government while we create this. Right? We can be. I'm thinking of a scripture: "Be in the world, but not of the world." And so it's separating us. We still be in the world and using other things and interacting and doing things, but our main source can come from this ecosystem that we're creating. So this is a ground floor level that you can come in and you can help create this. So I know I can't do this by myself. And we want love to be the foundation of the ecosystem. And so everything that we do, we want to do it in love. And sometimes we'll get it wrong because we're not perfect, right? But we want to strive for that being our centering theme and saying, hey, love in this. What we doing is love in this. Put it through that love filter, right? And so everything that we do, we want to make sure that we're doing it because we love the citizens and potential citizens. And so we're loving everybody. We're not throwing anybody away. And even if you've done wrong or hurt and harmed people, we want to put you in a place where you can do better. Okay. And we're all about change. We want to create the change. We're not just waiting on the change to happen. We want to be those innovators and those catalysts that will spark the change that is needed in our society. And we can't just believe that it's going to come from another source, And some people, they are under the illusion that everything's all right, just the way it is. And they're not ready to move forward or try anything different. And that's fine. We don't we're not going to force anybody. We're just going to share our information. We're going to be witnesses, right, of what love can do for you, what freedom can do for you. You know, everybody loves, everybody knows how to love. Well, no, they don't. they, we really don't, and we've been conditioned as a society to believe that the way that we're living, the dysfunction that we're living in, is normal. And so we are here to show you that, hey, it's not normal and you don't have to be subjected to that. And you can come above and live above that and have a high quality life. And so it's a great undertaking. I know that a lot of people really won't get it and may not understand it, but I believe that you can, if you tap in with us, you'll see it, and you'll see how it can be evident in every area of our life. And so we have so I'm gonna show you how ways that you can get involved and change our world and leave a legacy. Miss O'King, can you see the slides as well?
No, I'm not able to see the slide.
Okay. Hmm, okay. So I was trying to see how we could do that. And so I'm working out some kinks, but that's okay. People can jump on the Facebook and you'll be able to see the slides, and you can jump on as well. You can jump on YouTube, my YouTube, just Antoine One. You can see the slides. So if you want to do that, uh, however, you've seen most of the slides, so you can definitely stay on this platform. So we can't go as far as our dream. We have to go as far as our team. And so we want to bring people on board with their expertise and give them an opportunity to shape a ecosystem that will work for everyone that desires to come on board. And so that's what I love about it. Is not limiting to one sector or just one path. It's very broad, it's encompassing, and it's huge, right? We can really make a difference if we come together. But they have been, when I say they, I mean the powers to be have continued to try to separate us from in many facets, in many ways. They've been trying to keep us separate because if we come together, it becomes powerful, right? And and unstoppable and unmovable. And so we have to make an initiative and put ourselves in a place where we can come together. We can unify and build something that will be long lasting and will extend for not only our lifetime but the generations to come. So we're going to talk about the seven sectors today. We're going to look specifically at celebration and arts. I mean, celebration, which is arts and entertainment. Okay. And so you have a way to, you have an opportunity to affect the ways that we are doing things. Let me get back here. So we realize the definition of a simple doing the same thing you and expect a different result. Something's wrong, right? We have to do something different if we expect a different result. And so this is an opportunity to do something different, something that's world changing. It actually has the propensity to change the world and get people to elevate their mindset, elevate their way of living, and go there. So I was on social media earlier, and they were talking about how Black Lives Matter, and the guy that started that, he had embezzled so much money and used it for personal gain, and and how he got, I think, 3.5 years prison time for the misuse of that. And I read a book called Black Labor, White Wealth, and in the book, Dr. Claude Anderson says that in the last 100 years, that there is no black movement that has moved the needle of how many African Americans are below the poverty line. And so it's like, okay, what are we doing if we're not getting the people out of poverty, our people out of poverty? And when I say our people, I'm talking about African Americans, but I'm not this ecosystem is not just for African Americans, right? We're inclusive, but we definitely know that there is a deficit that we're working with, and we are wanting to assist those that are especially of African American descent or African descent all over the globe with a tool that they can use to better their lives, right, in their situations because of the um, transatlantic trade that went on and the slavery that went on. And so we have a special heart for uh, those of African descent, right? And so, but this revolution will benefit everybody that wants to be a part of it. So we don't care if you're Asian. We don't care if whatever race, creed, nationality, religion. We don't care, right? We just if you're a person, we want you a part of it, and we want to elevate your life. And of course, we can't do it, but we just want to assist, right? You don't have to do it yourself. We want to be that. We want to come alongside you and assist you and give you the tools and give you some ways that you can think about life. And so our seven sectors are media, where we can control our own narrative, our government, which can be our government that can be for the people, by the people, um, where we are education, which we're going to take a systemic approach to advancement, excuse me, and economy, where we'll all advance together, and so no person will be left behind, right? So everybody that's tapped in has a opportunity to advance. Then we're going to focus on family. We talked about family on yesterday, where we're moving from dysfunction to functionality, where we know how to navigate life, right? And have those life hacks, right? Constantly giving you ways to improve and develop yourself so that you can be your very best. And today we're going to be focusing on celebration, which is arts and entertainment, where you can control what is celebrated, right? You can control what is publicized in the media and what's highlighted, right? And so that's what's important to us. And then the last sector that we're going to cover on Monday is religion, where we are leading with love. All right. And I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. However, I'm not forcing my belief on anyone else. And so if you have another religion, uh, we're still inviting you on our platform. We still want to have conversations on the principles that your religion teaches, and if that religion is, excuse me, if that principle can definitely help it, or the way that you look at your principle and activate it in your life, if it can help our ecosystem and the people, the citizens in our ecosystem, we're definitely willing to look at that and definitely willing to uh, deploy those into our ecosystem, because the advancement of people is where we are and what we want and what we're about. And so that's the seven sectors. And next we have our media. We're going to start off with, and then I'm just going to briefly go through these, and then we're going to hit um, celebration, our arts and entertainment a little bit heavier, and then we'll let you go. All right. So with media, we need to control our narrative. We want our ecosystem to be inundated with truth and letting you know, hey, these are the things that's going on in your country and in America and in the world, right? So we're not limiting our reach to just America. We're going into other countries and things of that nature. And so we're excited about that. We're going to control our news networks and bring solutions to how to better our societies that we live in and publish stories that are not being published by mainstream media. We're going to have radio and podcast and broadcasting things that we feel that it's important that will aid our citizens of our ecosystem. We're going to have our social networks. We're not going to be pulling you out of social networks that you're already engaged in, but we want you to be a witness of what our social network is doing for you and help bring more people on to our social network, and so that we can. Our goal is to have information that will engage uh, ages all ages, and so have something for everybody to enjoy and learn and grow from. Our government, we have an opportunity to create our own government. We can have our governance within our ecosystem, and then we can prepare our young people to go out into whatever country you live in and start doing things because we've been grooming you to do such, right? So we want to change our current society that we're living in. No, we're also wanting to create a new society within the society that we're living in. And so it's going to be a dual things, right? So you're not only working within the government that's in our ecosystem, but you're working in the government in the country that you live in. And then you're making changes in that government structure. So if it's a democratic or supposedly democratic society, then we want to put people in place that can affect the masses, right? So we get to create our own governing body. We get to educate about the governing officials in our uh, the places that we live. And so we can say, hey, this person, we can look at their history, publicize that information, and then put somebody else up against them that's with uh, that has our values. All right. Our government is poised to convict, which we mean convince, versus condemn. And so, even though you may receive some type of punishment, but we're going to definitely share with you things that you can do to better your life so you don't find yourself in a bad situation. All right. And then our government will cast vision for our ecosystem and be very active in um, joining with other ecosystems that have similar goals and values, and just also always looking to better our economy and our ecosystem. All right, we're going to have healthcare and welfare, taking a holistic approach, making sure that as we evolve um, and the people engage with us, we will take a approach where we're proactive, right, and not just reactive, and we are helping people to better their lives. All right. And then our educational system. Say our children are our future. However, we invest more into prisons than education. We have an opportunity to start grooming our children at a young age so that they can be the leaders of the free world and uh, really make a difference, right? And control their narrative. So we're going to create or adopt a systematic approach to education. We're going to use the metaverse, where it can be engaged 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and people can enter through their phones, through their computers, through their virtual reality devices, and things of that nature. Business education, we're going to educate businesses how to best reach their clientele and how to use their data to be effective and things of that nature. So we're going to definitely want to stay on top of technology. It's always increasing and always going to advancing. And so we want to be a part of that advancement and definitely be aligned with that advancement and use it to the best of our ability to uh, continue to advance our ecosystem. And leadership development, we're going to keep people in a process where they always developing, lifetime learners and making sure that we have the best practices that's out based on the information that we have. And so we know that knowledge is not power, but it's applied knowledge that is power. And so if you adopt knowledge and you start applying it to your life, you become very powerful because what the knowledge gives you. And so uh, that's what our leadership is all about, our leadership development. And of course, health and wellness, again, we just talked about a little bit in our government looking at that, but we're going to be very active in our educational system and getting that information to all ages. Our economy, we have opportunity to have our own currency. The more it's used, the more valuable it becomes. And so um, just think about Bitcoin. It's the grandfather of all crypto. It's actually where blockchain technology comes from, and everybody's using it. That's on the crypto scene, right? And we know that cryptocurrency has a negative connotation that our media has been giving it, but the technology behind it is sound and it's just getting better. It's constantly improving. And being a business owner and being in the business world for several years, I realized that it can just change things, right? Change things um, in a matter of time. I mean, just really, if you adopt cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, it will change the way you do business. And it will just speed everything up. It's just like using AI. People can, complain and about AI taking jobs, but they did the same thing about computers, right? And they bucked and say, no, computers going to take over the world, and we're not going to be able to have jobs, but we still got jobs, and we love our computers. Now we could carry our computers wherever we go, and their phones. Right? And so, and we don't know what we would do without them now. And so that's just what AI is going to do. That's what blockchain technology is going to do. It's going to just continue to make the quality of life better and the speed of advancement faster. All right. And so, like I said, we can do our own cryptocurrency. We can help businesses meet their needs and increase their bottom lines while increasing our ecosystem at the same time. We can have our food, the things that we eat and consume, our water that we consume on a daily basis. It's hurting us, right? We can get ahead of that and start providing our own water source, at least filter systems that will wherever you live, that you can get a filter system that will bring clean and soft water to you. Um, and then we can have our own farms and dairy places that can uh, give you things that are beneficial, right, and don't have a lot of um, stuff in it, that can harm you. And so we can make sure that we can get stuff that's going to be healthy for you and help you improve your quality of life. So I went to a cloud storage data driven AI conference the other day, and it just blew my mind. And I was like, man, this is awesome, where we can keep all our data in one place, and every business that brings their data on board, and that we can all grow from that information and reach the people better, and just make things seamless to reach our citizens of our ecosystem so that they get the best of the best. And so with the use of AI, it just makes that process so much easier. And then being able to share information, share data on how people are using products and services, then we can reach them where they are. Right. And so, and not in an exploitive way, but in a way that we're going to assist them in their quality of life. So we talked about family and, the dysfunction of families, and, how the family system has been trying to be torn down, and there's been ways that things that's been put in place, and it still is. People just we don't know how to really coexist together now, because if the dynamics are constantly shifting in our family structure. But if we can manage ourselves, if we learn how to manage ourselves, we can manage relationships. And so we don't know how to manage and when I say that, I'm not saying everybody don't know how to manage their relationship, but the majority of us don't know how to manage relationships. And so we have to be taught, and we haven't been taught. And so in our ecosystem, our goal is to teach people how to manage themselves so that they can effectively and manage their relationships, right? Because if you're blowing off the handle every time something happens, that's not a good thing. And you'll find yourself in a bad situation really fast if you can't manage yourself. And so we want to teach you how to manage yourself, teach you how to better yourself, and just give you tools to be able to do that. So, in our family, we're going to teach you how to love and assist you with the values and setting standards for yourself and your family. We're going to have dialogues about your issues and what's going on, and be solution oriented and show you ways to change the situation. And normally it's a situation where I have to change, right? I gotta be the person that changes. It's the way that I perceive things and how I'm looking at it that's causing the issue. And that may not be the only issue, but if I can see how I um, affect the situation, and I can change me, then the situation can change. I set out at the end of last year saying that, hey, I want to be able to control 100% of my environment. And when I did that, I started looking for books that will assist me to do that. And all the books that came up was emotional intelligence. And so I've been raising my emotional EQ or IQ, um, or quotient, on how I handle situations. And I started quieting my mind, and just learning how to what it does, it brings awareness of what's going on and how you function, and what your triggers are, right? And how you can handle those triggers, and how to let go of things that you've held on in your past, whether good or bad. So because those things tend to shape how you view what is going on currently, and then how you respond to what's going on currently. And so, yeah, I know that's a lot. I said a whole lot in a few seconds, but um, I want to put that knowledge on our ecosystem, and so that we all can get to that place where we are managing ourselves better, and we are um, being able to control what's going on around us, right? Control our environment. Self-awareness, rehabilitation, getting you into a place, restoration, getting you into a place where you can um, see what's going on with how am I handling it, and what is my uh, I guess my part that I'm playing in this situation, right? And how can I change that? I remember I was married before, and the Lord was dealing with me. I was getting upset about something, and He said, "Okay, what can you do about it?" Well, because there's things like, for example, my ex-wife now, would always um, leave towels or things away, or put things away. So it was a little tweak of my what I could do so that what she did didn't hinder me, or I wouldn't get upset because she had a way of doing things. And so I just had to figure that out. I had to see what I can do differently to better the situation. Because a lot of times we want to look outward for a solution, but the solution is really within. Okay. And so God was showing me that the solution was really within me, and it was how I handled the situation that was going to uh, create a solution for the problem. So, and then today we're talking about celebration, arts, and entertainment. I'm excited about arts and entertainment. Of course, we, as African Americans, thrive in arts and entertainment. We thrive in a lot of things, but highly in our society. And so we want to control that narrative. With sports, we want to have a platform for our athletes that's in our ecosystem to perform, and we want to have some mentoringship for onboarding our international stage, right? So how they can get the best out of what we're doing and how it can benefit our ecosystem. And this way with music and sports and arts and entertainment, people can onboard our ecosystem because we're hosting events. And they're like, who is Adruilux and what is Adruilux? And we're able to show them what we're all about, and the way that we perform, the way that we handle things, the way that we make sure that our music artists and sports figures are treated right, and helped and assist in being the best that they can be. Then we have theater and arts where we can host our own ceremonies. We can award um, what we feel is valuable and what should be celebrated more than others. And so, uh, I lived in Houston for a long time, and people were starting to get keys to the city um, that had some things that they were doing, that was not the best, right? And they may have been changing, they may have been shifting, but we want to make sure what we are celebrating is what is wholesome, right? That's adding value, not degra- degrading, right? Degradation. We want something we're going to celebrate what's wholesome, what's showing love, and what's helping to promote advancement for our people. And so that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we are engaging people in our ecosystem and letting them know that, hey, this is what's of value. So we get a chance to do that. Oh, I might have put my foot in my mouth, but oh, hey, I'm speaking the truth from my heart. All right, so we get a chance to develop our talents and our gifts within our ecosystem. We'll set up royalties using NFTs, so that if you are working and you have gifts and you deploy those gifts, that you will get compensated fairly for those gifts. Okay, and your family will benefit from those gifts for generations to come if those gifts are still being used. And so we can do that within our ecosystem, right? And then when we join with other ecosystems, it just makes it better, right? It just gives you more opportunity to now influence those people or citizens in those ecosystems as well. And then you can use it just makes it better. It just makes it better. I'm telling you. And so if you want to do some research about blockchain technology, definitely can. It's not going anywhere. I believe it's a solid thing. It's has some errors in it right now, but it's developing. It's in this infancy stage, and it's been developing for several years now, and it's going to continue. And that's just like everything else, right? And so the internet is still developing, right? We now have Web 3. And so that's it's supposed to be even faster. And Web 2 came out where the social media platforms were became popular and things of that nature. So that's what we're in now, Web 2, but Web 3 is right around the corner, and it's going to be more business savvy, and just making everything faster and more accessible, okay, and global. And so that's all we're going to talk about today with our arts and entertainment. But like I said, on Monday, we're going to talk about religion, leading with love, talk about spirituality, talk about principles, talk about how meditation can have an effect, and so much more. And so uh, we're excited about this ecosystem. We know that it can provide change to our world that we currently live in. If we're wanting to make real change, we have to be about change. We got to create that change. We have to get aligned with initiatives such as Adruilux and be able to say, "Hey, yes, I'm involved. I want to be engaged. I want to do something in the sector that matters most to me, that I've been operating in already." And so we have ways that you can join in with us. And so if you can go to our website, adrulix.com, then you can definitely see what we have going on. The other video recordings are also on drulix.com, and so you can see that. So um, we have our last sector that we're going to cover on Monday, and then we're gonna see what else is available for us. We want to get on podcasts. We want to get this clarion call out and share on as many platforms as possible. And I'm going to focus on the next thing I'm going to focus on is building our app, and also um, getting business on board. Okay, businesses, and how we can benefit businesses, and if they come on board, they can bring their clients on board. And I believe that we can advance our system so much faster if we take that perspective, or not only we don't have to only take that perspective, but that's one way that we can bring people on board in a fast way. All right. And so that's what I'm gonna be focusing on. I have a couple of people that are interested in being a part of the team, and so I'll be meeting with them in the next couple of days and helping them and seeing how they can bring their talents on board to assist us in getting this information out and bringing people on board. So we're is there any questions or comments that you may have that you want to share with us today? Let me see. Let me get to. I wasn't able to. Right. So I'm still working through some of the technology glitches that we have been experienced. We're going to get somebody who works and works well with this, and can get me set up and get our ecosystem set up that we're presenting ourselves the best way. But I just felt led to really get this information out and not hold it anymore, and then get the help that I need um, to really move this forward. So I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is. I'm glad to have the opportunity to be able to present it in hopefully a way that people can understand. But we'll get better at that as well because we're going to continue to advance, continue to move forward. So, Miss Okima, we thank God for you being here. Do you have any questions? See, we do have a one person.
Just for this time, but thank you.
Okay, awesome, awesome. We have one viewer on YouTube. So we thank God for you, YouTuber, that's watching. And so if you could share this information, if you can share the streaming, um, please do so. If you haven't joined, go ahead to adruilux.com and join as a member. There's no cost to join as a member. Also, if you want to join the team to push this out, definitely do that, and we can have that conversation on how you can best help and assist in that. And so we're super excited. We're super excited about changing the world. We're one person at a time, and being an influence on people so that they can have a better life and really thrive and don't just exist, right? For many years, I just existed, but I want to thrive and I want to continue to thrive and I want you to continue to thrive. All right. So thanks again for being here. We love you and we'll see you at the top.